Being skinny fat is frustrating because you're in that middle phase and you're not sure what step would be the best to take. You're quite skinny around the top of your frame, but you've also got that stubborn belly fat that's just not coming off. I'm going to give you the 3 main steps which I would do to break free. Let's go. First thing I would do if you're skinny fat is to go on a lean bulk. Now lean bulk means gaining weight but not in a dirty way. It's calculated, controlled, and the aim of a lean bulk is to put muscle on but as much lean muscle as possible, so you minimise the fat gain. I'm sure you've seen all the YouTubers go on about how they do their 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 calorie days where they eat a load of burgers and pizzas. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about adding good quality muscle over time and minimising that fat gain, because we're going to have to cut that down later. Now if you're not sure how to calculate the calories for a lean bulk, I'm going to leave a worksheet below that you can follow because I don't want to make the video too numbery. So yeah, click that link in the description and you can find out how to calculate calories for a lean bulk. As a quick overview though, you're going to have a mainly high protein focused diet, and the rest is obviously going to come from carbs and fats, but you're going to eat more whole foods like potatoes, rice, and have whole wheat stuff like brown bread, whole wheat pasta, things like that are better digested. And for fats, and you can look at things like nuts, olive spread, olive oil, things like that are more natural, not saturated. And you want to aim to cut out highly processed foods as well. Now that you're on this lean bulk, this leads on to point number 2 after I have my cup of tea. You want to maximise muscle gain. When you're on a caloric surplus, that means your body's got the most energy and the most nutrients essentially to build muscle, and you want to make use of that. The first principle is to have a training plan that you will be consistent with for a long period of time. Inconsistency in any endeavour in your life is going to mess you up, but it is no more apparent in the gym. If you can be consistent with the gym plan and you stick with it for a long period of time, progressively overload, and you get stronger, your muscle will grow. It is a given fact, it's scientific, just the same way this cup of tea is hot and in this glass, it is a fact. If you do this, you will grow muscle. And if you've got a busy lifestyle, I always recommend a 3-day full body split or a 4-day upper lower split. You need to keep that going at all times. Point number 2, I mentioned previously, progressive overload. It is a must. Like I said, when you're bulking, you've got extra calories, you've got the nutrients there for recovery, so you should have a good progressive overload plan in place. If you're going to the gym and not training intense enough, your muscles are not going to tear. If they don't tear, they're not going to grow, repair and become bigger. So you need to ensure that you're training with maximum efficiency and you've got a good plan set in place in terms of tracking your progress and progressively overloading every week. So for example, let's say you go to the gym one week and you do 3 sets of 80 kg on squat. Now you're doing that for 10 reps easy. Now the next week what you want to do is go to 3 sets of 82.5 and you might only get 8, 9, 8 for example. And you want to keep doing that until you get 10, 10, 10. Once you've got 10, 10, 10 of 82.5, then you're going to increase to 85. It's slow and steady. It's even called micro loading. So you don't need to add 5, 10 kg every time. 1.25, 2.5, but just make sure you are progressively overloaded. Point 3, to maximise muscle growth, is sleep. You want to be making sure this is literally a fundamental 7 to 8 hours sleep. I'm not going to bore you with the facts, but muscle recovery, mental recovery, it reduces fatigue, muscle recovery. I've said it again, but I'll say it twice because I want to. Anything that you're struggling with, just get 7 to 9 hours sleep. It will sort you out. When you sleep properly, you just become a more efficient, more dangerous individual. And I've noticed this for myself. My productivity, even with these videos and the work I'm doing, increases. My focus in the gym increases. And I know a lot of you look over this, so I'm encouraging you. If you want that muscle growth, please get your sleep. Once you've done your lean bulk and added some decent muscle size onto your frame, the next thing that we want to do is go on a cut and strip away that fat to reveal the muscle. Now even on a lean bulk you can put a bit of fat on, so that's nothing to worry about. Now this is dependent upon yourself. Once you've seen that progress, we begin cutting. And again, I don't want to bore you with the numbers, so I'm going to leave the calculations how to figure this out in the description. But what you want to do with a cut is essentially have a small drop in your deficit, keep a high amount of protein, and do this for a longer period of time. Problem with doing a fast calorie drop, you end up losing a lot of muscle at the same time, which is not what we want. Because you've been in that skinny fat phase, that muscle you've gained, you also want to retain. So you want to do a steady, consistent cut for a longer period of time, which chips away at the fat, but then helps you retain that muscle as well. Now by this point, you should have more muscle added to your frame, and when you go on a cut and you get rid of that skinny fat, belly fat area that you've got, you should technically be bigger. than you were before, because you'll have more muscle on your frame and now you will be leaner. And now that it is up to you at this point. It's not just a one-time thing, by the way. Most likely you're going to have to do this maybe again and put a bit more size on, then slowly cut back until you get to that point that you're at. And I just want to tell you this, but you need to be patient. People are built very differently. Some people can go on a bulk and just gain size like that, but some people can go on a cut and stay lean very easily. And I'm of that side. Staying lean is okay for me, but putting size on is very hard. I have to eat a lot of food. So you need to find out which sort of bucket that you're in. But here's the thing, if you follow the principles, it's almost impossible to not build that physique and not get out of that skinny fat phase. You just have to stick with it for a long enough period of time. Here's another tip, bro. Don't look at anyone else and be disheartened. Don't even look at me. Like, I'm just a normal guy, bro. If I can do this, you can do this as well. I'm not even trying shit. Most of you, if not all of you, if you put the work in, can get out of that phase. And if you stick to your own lane, look at your own progress, not look left and right, you can get to that dream physique. I'll be honest, bro, looking at me, I've got 254 subscribers. There's people out there with millions of subscribers. If I'm looking at them the same way that you're looking at other people's physique, you're just going to put yourself down. Instead, draw the inspiration from them and then get to work. Don't look at what they're doing or he's doing. He's got a bigger back, he's got bigger legs. Don't matter. Stay in your own lane. He might be on SARMs, he might be on PEDs. That guy might have been training for 15 years. You don't know. Stick to your own lane, stick to the game plan, and you know the message. Keep building, keep progressing, and I'll catch you on the next one. Chamomile tea from Aldi. Put a bit of honey in there as well. Peng. 10 out of 10 beverage.